So there's not a whole lot to this first part when we're talking about lead coefficient and degree of a polynomial. So I'm going to do both these examples at once with a pause in the middle, and I'll ask you to pause the video in the middle as well just to see. So some really quick basics. A polynomial is something that looks like these. Each of these things is a monomial. Monomial, monomial, monomial. When you connect them all with a bunch of addition or subtraction, it becomes a polynomial because poly means many. And every term has a coefficient and a variable with a certain exponent on it. And we're going to talk about the degree and the lead coefficient. And the other thing I want to mention is the Alex software will sometimes ask you for the degree and then the lead coefficient. Sometimes I ask you for the lead coefficient and then the degree. So just kind of make sure you're answering the question that was asked and don't always look at the same thing first all the time. Basically, these two ideas, degree and lead coefficient, they're connected because the leading coefficient is all based off of the same thing that the degree is based off of, which is which one of these things has the most powerful unknown on it. Like, basically, which of these is to the highest power. Whichever one's to the highest power, then whatever that exponent is will be the degree, and the number in front of that will be the lead coefficient. And the reason why we call it lead coefficient is because we'll often try and write these things in what's called standard form. And standard form is when you write a polynomial so that the highest powered term comes first, and then the next highest powered term, and then the next highest powered term, all the way down till you're done. So looking at this problem, the degree is whatever the highest exponent is, so the degree is going to be 7. And if I were to write this in standard form, this number would be the very first coefficient or the leading coefficient, and that'll be negative 12. So both of these ideas are based off of the highest power. So pause the video now, look at the next example, and see if you can't quickly answer that question for yourself. Go ahead and pause the video for a sec. My 7, 12. And hopefully you've come to the conclusion at this point that the lead coefficient and degree are all going to be tied in with this term because that has the highest exponent. The lead coefficient is negative 4, and the degree of this polynomial would be 5. That's basically all there is to it. They're important terms. Just don't let Alex trip you up. And we'll talk more about those sorts of things as we progress in the class.